Buongiorno, we have another quick one for today. Welcome and welcome back. Um, as said before, but I'm going to repeat myself a little bit. If you haven't seen any of my videos, you're very welcome to make a request about topics or anything about the Italian language or other things that you are interested or curious or you have doubts about, and I'll be very happy to cover the topic. Feel free to comment and leave messages. As I said in the last few videos, I haven't been receiving notifications, so I've answered or replied to your messages a little bit late, I have to say. So I have to go through, in theory, all the videos and see if there are new messages because I can't find them otherwise. Anyway, thank you for watching and liking the videos. We're going to talk about something that I've mentioned before. However, I wanted to, oh, look, there's a cat tail. Um, it's something that I mentioned before, but it's always useful to go back to certain things and have maybe some more specific examples. Um, so what we're going to see today is some examples of some verbs which you can find both in a reflexive form and also not reflexive form. If you're not familiar or if you don't remember or you want to have a little revision before watching this, or you want to know more before watching this video, do go to the video that does talk about reflexive verbs, where I explain how they work and a few other information about the conjugation and anything else. So these are just some examples of, as I said, some verbs which we can find in reflexive and also not reflexive forms. So not all verbs can be found in both forms. Some are just reflexive, some are just not reflexive, and some, as I said, you can find them in both forms. At times, the meaning stays the same, or it could be just as slightly different. Sometimes, instead, the meaning also changes, which is in this the first example. We have the verb aspettare. Aspettare means to wait for somebody. And so remember, also the aspettare on its own means to wait for. So you don't need to add a preposition. You don't need to say aspettare per. You just aspettare. Aspettare qualcuno, to wait for someone. Aspettare qualcosa, wait for something. So this is the non-reflexive form. The reflexive one is aspettarsi, which you would conjugate like mi aspetto, ti aspetti, etc., etc. In this case, the meaning is a little bit different. It means to expect from a situation, to expect from somebody. So mi aspetto. So I expect like a good outcome, or I expect somebody to, I don't know, do something. So mi aspetto che tu venga, in fact, a little extra information. If it makes sense, if you're at that level, it is followed by subjunctive. If you want to know more about subjunctive, to find the videos, there are 3 at least, I think. So there is one verb, as I said, where you have the both forms and with different meanings. You also have other verbs in both forms, but similar, almost same meanings, just slightly different construction, which is the same also in English. For example, incontrare is the verb to meet. So to meet somebody, incontro i miei amici, I meet my friends. Incontrarsi also it is to meet, but it is a reflexive, so use is slightly different. In this case, the verb would be accompanied by the preposition con, incontrarsi con gli amici, which is like I meet my friends, the first one, or I meet up with my friends. So really the same, exactly the same similarity and difference that you have we have with the English language. So I meet my friends, incontro gli amici, the first one, or I meet up with my friends, mi incontro con gli amici. Again, when do you use one or another? Exactly like in English. When do you decide to use one or another? Sometimes one to me sounds it sounds one a little bit more colloquial than the other, but it depends, really depends. The next one, again, very similar, sposare, it is to marry, to get married. So sposare is to marry. So this verb would be followed by someone. So lei sposa il suo fidanzato, she marries her fiancé. Or again, similar again, same meaning but slightly different construction. Lei si sposa con. So it's really the same principle as the verb incontrare. Lei si sposa con il suo fidanzato. So is she marries, the first one, she marries her fiancé. The second one, she gets married with her fiancé. Again, when you use one or another, is very similar to the same use in English of this verb. If you are into, more in-depth grammar, the verbs aspettare, incontrare, sposare, they are transitive verbs, so they are followed by an object. The other ones are intransitive verbs. Right, so this was just a little extra information about reflexive verbs and the fact that sometimes we can find the same verb in these different forms. So I will leave you for now and feel free, as I said, to leave messages, requests, and thank you for watching. Bye bye. Ciao.